Hey there, welcome to day 1174 of What You Up To Now. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom being the she, documenting my journey as I transition from the brick and mortar corporate world of business to the online world of business, and how that's going, what I'm doing, what I'm working on, what's working, what's not, lessons learned from the actual doing in trenches. So many people that are online share, they learn one strategy and they adopt that strategy and they do it and they have a little success with it, or maybe not, and then they teach other people how to do it. And then they become coaches in this one little teeny tiny thing that they've learned how to do, or that they've learned how to do, but they might not even have done it. That's one of my pet peeves. I'm pretty vocal about it. If you haven't done it, don't be teaching other people about it. If you're not doing it in your life, how are you teaching other people about it? But there's a lot of people out there that do that. Why? Because they're in something for the short term, or they're thinking that they're going to fake it till they make it enough and that's how we all learn everything, right? I'm not trashing that concept. None of us are born experts at anything. We learn by actually doing things. The ones that I'm a little bit pushing back on are the early fake it till they make it, but I'm going to charge you $10,000 even though I've never really done it or had success in it myself. Those are the people I'm pushing back on. There's so much in the online world right now about coaches and life coaches, and everybody needs one, and high ticket sales and $10,000. Everybody should pay $10,000 for everything. No, they shouldn't. They should pay $10,000 if they're getting, 10 times that in value from your products and services. Otherwise, no, they shouldn't be paying $10,000 to you or me or anyone else. And we're not even here to talk about money. That has nothing to do with long haul. But long haul to me was our idiom for Supersize Your Business today. Was for the long haul. And long haul it's defined differently in different industries, but for the most part, long-term goals, long-term plans are anything over a year. Short-term plans are considered anything less than a year. I didn't make up that definition. It's one I learned in corporate America, and it sort of stuck with me. It's how I do my planning. I'm not anywhere near the planner that I used to be. I used to be very detail-oriented, down to the minute or the 15-minute blocks on my day timer, what I was going to do, how I was going to spend my time. And I had to be that way because I had so many different irons in the fire, so many things going on that if I didn't commit to things and have a schedule, I would never be in the right place at the right time. So the long haul, for example, I've got lots of experience in long-term things. I spent 37 years in the manufacturing food industry. I had an Italian food business for 37 years. I was married for over a quarter century before I got divorced. Now single. I was in a lot of different industries. I spent over a quarter century in corporate America in different industries and different jobs, but overall, corporate America for over a quarter century. Now, I think those are long-term things. They show long-term commitment to different activities and things I've done. I don't have a problem committing to something and sticking to it until it's finished, as long as it takes. But I've also done things for the short term, for short-term reasons. We do things in the now. All the stuff I've been doing through COVID-19 intentionally was first developed to deal with short-term changes in our world, in my environment, in my world, and in everybody else's world. The Get Up and Go Challenge, which is now, it's over the 1 year mark, so I consider that a long-term thing. But it started out as, hey, I'm just going to one-off do this for the month of April because everybody's shut down in April. What can I do to help? How can I provide some value to people? And so that was the first Get Up and Go Challenge, 30-plus day Get Up and Go Challenge. And then as it dragged out, as COVID dragged out, I was challenged to do a longer version of a challenge in June into July, halfway through July, 45-plus day challenge. And then I liked doing it. I was getting great benefits from it. I was learning a lot, so I just kept doing it. And I'm talking about this being the last one. We are on day 16 of the 7th 30-plus day challenge. I've mentioned that this might be the last one, or it might morph into something different, because COVID is proving to be, at this point, we've gone from the short-term to the long-term strategy, right? The short-term to the long-term. In my mind, it clicked at a year. This isn't going away, right? It clicked before then, but it really, really hit home as I was finishing up the February event, hey, we're coming up on a year of all of this stuff now, and there are things that happen in our lives and in our world that change life as we know it forever. I had a sudden cardiac arrest in 2010. That changed my life dramatically forever. It changed who I am, how I think, how I approach things dramatically from before 2010 to after 2010. Why? Because I had to change, or I wasn't going to be here talking or doing anything, seeing my kids grow up and my grandkids. I was going to be gone if I didn't change the way I approached so many things I was doing in life, which was probably one of my biggest lessons learned. Now, I don't know very many people that would say, hey, my best lesson learned was when I dropped dead. But for me, that's exactly what it's been. It was the life-changing permission that I needed to give myself in order to change a lot of things that I knew needed to be changed all along the way. But for whatever reason, mostly fear, I was not willing to make those changes until something happened that forced me, and it became life or death, whether I made those changes or not. Hopefully, people that hear me will be at a point where they can say, I have control over this. I can change this now. I don't have to wait till I have a cardiac arrest. I don't have to wait till I have a nervous breakdown because I'm so stressed out. I don't have to wait until somebody in my family or myself is diagnosed with a life-threatening disease. I don't have to wait for any of these big catastrophic events to happen. I don't have to wait for COVID-19 to happen for me to make changes in my life. However, I think history will show that this COVID-19 pandemic will have been the greatest transformative time period in generations for people to, if they're using it to their benefit. If we're just sitting at home watching the news, being brainwashed by the media and by politics and by what's going on outside of us and around us, and we're just watching it happen and we're not participating in our lives, then those people won't be better off. They'll definitely be worse off. But the people that are out making their life better, finding solutions to their current situation and problems, those are the people that are going to survive and thrive and go beyond anything they thought was possible or capable for themselves after this whole pandemic stuff impacts and has its global wave throughout the world, because it's definitely having a huge impact on the world, not just us in America or wherever you might be listening, but all of us are simultaneously having this, I want to call it the COVID experience. So, and are we each experiencing it differently? Yes, because that's how we experience everything. As humans, we all might have a common experience, but we'll all experience it differently, only as we uniquely can. So long haul was the idiom, the proverb for today, for the long haul. Speaking of frameworks, our SOAP framework for today, we're going through the SOAP framework for the second time in the Get Up and Go challenge. We're doing relationships. Remember, there's 7 key areas and aspects of your life. I've taught this for years and used it as my framework for looking at my life, setting my goals every year, things like that. So we've got physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, financial, relationships, and contribution. And I decided this go round in 2021, and not till after March of 2021, so it was after the first challenge this year, that I'm adding communication and confidence to the key areas, because each of those areas, if we work on them, we will strengthen all of the others. All the other areas and aspects of our life are better if we're more confident, and they're better if we have better communication skills. So I actually think physical to me is a bedrock and a foundation. If we don't take care of ourselves physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, we're toast, right? If we don't first figure out how to love and work ourselves and go for what we want and all kinds of other things, none of the other stuff matters, right? We're not going to have good relationships. We're not going to have good finances. We're not going to contribute anything to the world if we can't even figure out what makes us tick. Thus, my annual challenge this year is to do one thing every day that centers me. And I dropped that on the floor, and then share that with other people. Do one thing every day that centers you. This little journal book, got this at the cabin. I might have one more of these, but cabin no more. So I might have to come up with something different next year if I want to do an annual challenge. But I could always come up with a thing that I want to focus on for the year. But 2021, as we were coming out of the elections and the politics and the bullshit in the media and the unrest and nonsense that politicians are trying to manipulate all of us great Americans to be against each other and fighting, and supposedly we're all at odds with one another, which is complete and utter nonsense. I thought it's a great year to center myself. And so in 2021, I decided centering, and actually picked it out last summer. So I knew ahead of time that I was going to need to center myself and get a little bit more in tune with what's important to me this year. And today was day 106 already. So we're in 106 days into 2021. Love to know how it's going for you. For me, it's going great. I've got a brand new granddaughter. I'm doing some other things with my son. So lots of exciting things coming down the pipe. Supersize your business. Get up and go. Challenge. A couple of coaches. I mentioned I have a couple of coaches which are pulling me in different directions. So I need to resolve that and decide which way am I going. And I think I've already made that decision. I think I'm going with the offline coach, more listening to that, and going to do more in that area this year. And then the online coach I'm focusing on for communication and confidence and things like that. Because he shares little nuances and ways of looking at things that are truly impactful. And I really value him for that. And the other one is just a get your ass out there and get the work done kind of guy, which I can totally relate to because that's sort of my style and my belief about how we accomplish things in the world. All right, that is all I've got today. I'm going to go do something with my sisters today, so that will be fun. If I can help you in any way, ask in the comments below. I might not be the resource you need, but I can lead you to the resource that you need to keep moving, get up and go in whatever area or aspect of your life you need to. Been around a long time, lots of experiences in lots of different situations and different things, up to and including dropping dead. If you need help with that, I can help you to be on the other side of that, not the stress leading up to, but dealing with the stress leading up to, so that doesn't happen to you. All right, have an awesome day. I will of course be with you tomorrow.